My name is Lee Baumann, and I'm speaking on the spiritual and supernatural elements of quantum physics for the non-scientist, the three Omnis. The three Omnis are three of the four main characteristics of physical light, which bear an uncanny similarity to descriptions that we have typically reserved to describe God. These are traits, by the way, which have been applied by physicists to describe light's unique nature. The three Omnis are 1. Omnipresence, or being everywhere, omniscience, or being all-knowing, and omnipotence, or being all-powerful. The first Omni that we will discuss is that of omnipresence, or being everywhere. According to Einstein's special theory of relativity, which has subsequently been proven many times over, we know that for a light wave, time does not exist. We know that from our own human perspective, that if we look up and see a photon or a light wave begin its journey throughout the universe, that we are able to measure its speed at 186,000 miles per second. This is from our human perspective, trapped within the four dimensions of space and time. However, from the photon's own unique perspective, this does not hold true. If we instead look at the photon's own perspective, what we see is that as a photon, time does not exist. The photon is literally capable of traveling throughout the universe many times over, and its intrinsic clock never ticks. Hence, from the photon's viewpoint, it exists everywhere in the universe at one time. Hence, we have the first Omni of light, the fact that light is everywhere throughout the universe at one time, at least from its own perspective. The discrepancy between the light's perspective of existing outside of time and our own human perspective of seeing it travel at a finite velocity is resolved because of the fact that we, within our human world, are trapped within the three spatial dimensions and time. Light is not restricted by the dimension of time. We know, as a second corollary to this Omni, that light is everywhere in the universe, even in the deepest, darkest voids of outer space. We know that even excluding visible light, there are over 400 million photons per meter cubed of non-visible light throughout the universe. This leads us to the second Omni of omniscience. Probably the easiest way to approach the second Omni is to imagine how smart and knowledgeable you would be if you could be everywhere in the universe at one time. You would know everything that was going on in the universe at that time. Consider also that when you exist outside of time, there is no differentiation between past, present, and future tense. Thus, if you're all-knowing in the present tense, you are equally all-knowing in the past and future tenses as well. So when we say that light is omniscient, it is not only omniscient for the present tense, but for the past and future also. This leads us now to the third Omni of omnipotence. I like to tell my audiences, look, if you're everywhere throughout the universe and you're omniscient, you are probably omnipotent as well. But there are actually two quantum physics concepts that support the potential omnipotent nature of light. One is known as renormalization, and the second, which is related, is the ultraviolet catastrophe. Basically, these two concepts reveal that forms of radiation may well have infinite power. These two concepts are rather complex and not within the scope of a short online video presentation. I would encourage interested parties to do online searches of these two concepts to better acquaint themselves with this particular premise. That ends our introduction to the three omnis, and together with my other presentation on light's consciousness, this concludes the discussion of the four primary physical traits of light and how they display unique characteristics that we have typically reserved to describe God. Thank you.